Have you ever stayed in a relationship even though you weren't happy, just because the thought of losing that person seemed unbearable? Or maybe you found yourself holding on to something because you fear what life would be like without it? That's loss aversion, and it has a big impact on our love lives. Let's break down how this psychological principle shapes the way we think and act in relationships. What is loss aversion? Loss aversion is a psychological concept from behavioral economics. It tells us that the pain we feel from losing something is much stronger than the pleasure we get from gaining something of equal value. Imagine finding $100. You might feel happy, right? But if you lost $100, that hurt would probably feel worse than the happiness of finding it. The same goes for relationships. We often fear losing a partner more than we enjoy the positive aspects of being with them. In romantic relationships, loss aversion plays a huge role in why we stay in situations where we're not entirely happy. It's natural to want to avoid the emotional pain that comes with breakups, the loneliness, or even the regret of wasting time. Our brains are wired to avoid loss. It's a survival mechanism. But when it comes to love, that fear can keep us stuck. Think about it. You might stay in an unhappy relationship simply because you can't imagine life without that person, even if things aren't working. The fear of losing them can overshadow the reality that staying might not be in your best interest. This plays out in many ways in relationships. Take, for example, someone staying in a toxic relationship because they can't imagine being single or losing the companionship. The fear of emotional loss becomes so overwhelming that it outweighs the pain of staying in an unhealthy situation. Or in dating, we might avoid rejection at all costs. Even if someone isn't the right match for us, the thought of them saying no feels worse than walking away from the relationship altogether. Loss aversion convinces us that the emotional cost of rejection is just too high. And sometimes we even overcompensate to avoid any loss. People might go above and beyond for their partner, even to the point of sacrificing their own happiness, just to keep the relationship intact. But that often leaves them feeling unfulfilled. Loss aversion also makes us hesitant to make decisions that could lead to better outcomes in the future. Take vulnerability, for example. When we're afraid of being hurt, we might withhold our feelings, avoiding the potential loss of emotional security. We fear that putting ourselves out there could lead to pain, so we play it safe. Loss aversion can also explain why some people have commitment issues. They avoid fully investing in a relationship because they don't want to risk the potential heartbreak of a breakup, even when the relationship might be worth it. The good news is, recognizing loss aversion can help us make better choices in love. The first step is to acknowledge that it's okay to fear loss, but we don't have to let that fear control our decisions. Ask yourself, is staying in this relationship really helping me grow, or am I staying just because I'm afraid of what I'll lose? Focus on what's best for you in the long term. Letting go of something or someone that's holding you back can be painful at first, but it can also lead to greater emotional freedom and healthier connections in the future. Loss aversion may be deeply rooted in our psychology, but being aware of it allows us to make more intentional decisions in our relationships. Whether you're in a relationship, dating, or considering a breakup, remember that choosing growth over fear of loss can lead to a happier, more fulfilling love life. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more relationship insights. And I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced loss aversion in your own relationships? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.